Hello everyone and welcome back to Knife Craze. Today we're going to be talking about bug-out bags and the role they play in an outdoorsy person's lifestyle. So right here we have my bug-out bag. This is a SOG Responder over-the-shoulder bag. I thought it was going to be a lot bigger when I received it, but this is the size it is. Here's my hand for comparison right up against it. Right, so it's really not that big of a bag. I thought it was going to be a bit bigger, but inside are the contents of my bug-out bag. This is the stuff I take with me when I want to go camping or out on an adventure where I'm not sure where exactly I'm going to be, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be gone, and I'm not sure who, what, where I'm going to encounter. So I'll bring this. I'm going to show you the insides of it. I'm going to remove what doesn't work for me, and then I'm going to add in what I think should be into it. Today, on Knife Craze. So first of all, we're going to start with the outside pockets here. We're going to start with this side pocket right here, which has some nice MOLLE compatible straps on it. In here I have this hard case, which contains several items. This hard case contains matches, some twine, a magnesium fire starter with ferro rod, a pocket knife, a Speedy Sharp, and a folding saw. I'm going to remove from here what I don't need, and I'm going to add in what I do need. So starting off, matches are always a very important thing to have in a camping or survival situation. They can help you start a fire when your lighter has ran out of fuel, or if you do not know how to use sticks or the bow method of starting a fire. So we're definitely going to keep the matches. This small ferro rod, it may be small and it may be worn down, but we're going to keep it until it's completely kaput, because this is something we could use in the event that our matches get wet or we have no matches left. These small loose matches, I don't know why they're like that, we're going to keep them. This twine, we're obviously going to keep. This is crucial when it comes to shelter building, as it can greatly increase the integrity of your survival structure. This small pocket knife, I never use when I go out. I think I put an end there so it could be something I could cut twine with, but to tell the truth, it has no real use. So I'm going to take it out of the bug-out bag. The Speedy Sharp. I bought this knife sharpener because I was looking for a quick way to get a razor's edge on my knife. As usual, like most consumers, I fell into the lies and bought it. It cannot put a razor's edge on your knife. It is actually quite difficult to use as you're constantly needing to maintain the angle, even more so than when you sharpen on a stone. So this is going out. In the bottom here, I have tin foil. Tin foil is great if you need to start a fire, but the ground is wet or cold. I'm going to keep this because I have tried using tin foil before and I got very positive results. And lastly, in this small pouch here, we have a pocket saw. While it's not easy to use and it often gets stuck in wood, when it comes to smaller logs, this might be a useful tool, as I have used it before and I did get a slightly positive result. So for the time being, I'm going to keep it. So that's that pouch. Now we're going to reinvent it. Starting off, I'm going to repackage the things I took out. With my tin foil for fire making at the bottom. On top of that, I'm going to take my Leatherman Wingman multi-tool. I rarely use this for any real EDC, but I think it comes in a lot of handy in a bug-out bag. Considering I have the use of so many extra tools on here, I can use this to repair my already existing tools inside my bug-out bag should I have to. So I'm going to put this in here and remove the knife. After that, I'm going to take the loose matches and put them back in their box. They're a little too long for the box, actually. These are different matches. We're going to keep them anyway. So I'm just going to place these neatly in the bottom of this little pouch like so. Then I'm going to replace the matches. I'm going to put the twine back in. And then I'm going to tuck the matches right down here at the bottom. Then I'm going to take the magnesium fire starter with small worn out ferro rod and tuck it between the edge of the container and the twine. Then, as neatly as I can, I'm going to wrap up the folding pocket saw. It's kind of difficult to wrap up, so I'm just going to tuck it in there as best as I can without bending the wire too much. After that, I'm going to close it up and return it to the bug out bag. This, of course, being a very small bug out bag, would not allow me to survive for a long period of time. This is kind of a 12-hour or 24-hour bag. Luckily, the area I live in is highly built up, so if there really was an emergency, I'm sure relief would be around soon. Now we're going to go on to the outside pouches, look at what's in there, and decide what to keep and what not to keep. In here we have a pair of warm winter gloves. I'm sorry how dark the video is. It's just the black bag contrasting off the super white mattress. So we have these warm winter gloves, Hot Paws. I'm going to keep these because one time in the winter when I went for a bug out, my hands got extremely cold and I didn't have any gloves on. I underestimated how cold it was going to be. So I'm going to keep these in my bag. Inside this pocket here, we have Seafire matches. I'm going to keep these. As like I just said about the previous matches, these are an indispensable tool. In this pocket here, I have several forms of light and a cloth. I use this cloth for cleaning off my tools or wiping sweat off my forehead, and it's cleaned after each bug out trip. I'm going to keep this. And I'm going to keep these two sources of light. This is a cheap but functional rechargeable flashlight. All I got to do is pump this trigger down here to make light come out. Once it's charged up, I can turn on the light. I don't need any batteries to run this, so I'm definitely going to keep this. Lastly, I have an aluminum flashlight. It's not very bright compared to other flashlights, but it has multi-functions like a laser pointer flashlight combo, and your simple flashlight. I'm going to keep this in my bag because the flashlight is also an indispensable tool for seeing at night. The one thing I want to add to my bag here on top of the Hot Paws gloves is a pair of normal gloves for work. If I have to be cutting down branches all day in order to build up firewood, I want my hands to be protected so they do not get worn out and I don't get fatigued halfway through my daily tasks of surviving. So I'm going to tuck everything back in, and I'm going to add a pair of work gloves to this. Later on, I'll add the gloves. Now we're going to go into the side pocket here with this really cool SOG Knives and Tools badge. In here is where I store coyote repellent. We have a coyote problem in my city, so it's pretty good to have this on camping trips. I also have a small but functional bug out bag. I don't have enough money or enough space to upgrade this to something better right now, so this is going to have to do. But when constructing it, I was mindful to include bandages, afterbite, something to tie off my arm with in case I'm bleeding out, some medical tape. I think this will last me, but I should add more stuff to it for future tents. In the bottom, we just have a little bit of garbage from a citronella bracelet I opened on a camping trip. There were no garbage cans around, I didn't want to litter. For now, we're not going to change anything in this pocket. But later, when I get more funding, I will upgrade it to a better bug out bag and a better first aid kit. Now we're going to move on to the big main compartment. These are the tools that I use most of the time. I recently just today added this pull-through knife sharpener. This is going to replace the Speedy Sharp as it's much more easier to use and I've yielded much better results when using it. It's not as good as a stone, but it works 10 times quicker and still gets you somewhat of a shaving edge as long as you strop your blade. So I'm going to keep this. After that, I have a more, I forget what model more this is. It's probably the Companion. I chose this because it's orange, and orange is bright enough that if I lose in the forest, I can see it easily enough, as long as it's not fall. It's got a plastic hard sheath, which is both durable and rust resistant, and a stainless steel blade. I want to go for carbon steel for the extra toughness, but this seems to be fine. The edge in it isn't that great, considering I've tried sharpening it freehand and kind of ruined the angle. But for something to baton and general cutting with, this knife will do the charm. It's also small enough to fit in the bag, so we're going to keep this. Later on, I want to upgrade to a K-bar with Kraton handles, all black with a combination edge. Also inside, we have a SOG folding shovel. I've used this shovel before and it works really well for digging fire holes. I'm going to keep this. Even when I upgrade to a bigger bag, I'm going to keep this. After that, we have a Schrade hatchet. I was using this on a hunting trip. Sorry, not a hunting trip, a camping trip. And I was cutting some birch wood to put on my fire. It cut through it easily enough, but after striking the cement underneath the birch wood and overshooting my arm throw with the axe, the blade got chipped. I'm going to take this to my garage and try and fix the chips before putting it back in my bug-out bag. If not, it's going to have to do, because it's still a workable tool. After that, I've had a rain poncho. I've never had to use this, and I hope I never will, because it's a real bitch to tuck back into here real neat and tidy like. But, in case of a heavy rain when I'm out, I have this. I'm going to keep this. After that, I have a bandana. I'm also going to keep this because it can protect my face from deadly gases or other things that may be infecting me in the surrounding area. That probably will never happen. And this most likely has more realistic uses, such as filtering out creek water when boiling. After that, I have a small but functional tarp. This tarp isn't very big and could really only cover one person. I'm going to upgrade this to a much larger tarp when I get a bigger bug-out bag, so it can fit more people, or I can have generally more comfortable space when making my shelter. For now, it stays. After that, I have some candles. If it's really dark out and I need to see, these candles are going to be great. They can also be used to help keep a fire going. I'm going to keep them. After that, I have a dirty but functional wool hat. This is great for winter as it can protect my head and ears and stop most of the heat from escaping off the top of my body. This is crucial in cold weather. I'm going to keep this. After that, I have a backup pair of socks. If my feet get wet or dirty on a camping or hiking trip, I'm going to want to replace my socks so as to not get athlete's foot or another type of infection. This is crucial. I'm going to keep it. And after that, I have an emergency blanket. I've heard how useful these are to retain body heat and keep you safe in extreme weather conditions. I'm going to keep this as I haven't even used it yet. I hope I never have to. So there you go, guys. There's everything in my bug-out bag. Some stuff I'm keeping, some stuff I'm giving away. Not giving away, but, we're moving out of it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. If you wish to see more content like this in the future, including an additional bug-out bag video where I upgrade, you can subscribe. And have yourselves a great day. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.